What's going on, guys? I'm going to be bringing you another 1 versus 1 cast between the red Protoss, Bobaloo, in the right position, I'm going to just say right position, against Xanman, the blue Terran. This is a 1v1 like I just stated. I don't know why I'm repeating myself. It is on Scrap Station, which in my opinion is a little imbalanced for Terran, because if you wanted to, I'm not saying you should, but if you want to just have fun and mess around, you can lift off your command center and land it right here and start mining minerals that way. But you're only able to carry 5 SCVs with you, so when you start off you can just carry those 5 and leave 1 here and basically have that guy move like out here, here, somewhere like that, but you can't really move here because of these rocks I just remembered. But anyways, it is a 1 versus 1, and let me bring this up. We have both the pylon going down a little bit quicker for Bobaloo than this supply depot for Xanman, and we are seeing but then again, that is because Xanman can go 11 out of 10 instead. And Bobaloo's scouting a little bit early, just watching it, and I pressed the wrong buttons. So we're going to follow this probe to see as to what he sees, and boom, they kind of do a little fist bump right there, and we see the barracks and the gateway going down almost at the exact same time, but the barracks will finish, they actually will finish almost the exact same time, and we have Bobaloo getting the right amount of scouting in here, and I don't know why it's still on follow. So we will go to back to everyone's vision, and are we? Oh, Bobaloo, he canceled his gateway over at his main, and he's putting down a pylon. He's gonna proxy. It looks like he's gonna be a proxy 2 gate here. So we will see if Xanman will be able to hold this off. If he does pump out a Marine the moment this is finished, he will be able to hold this off. Let's see. Will he scout this? Xanman, are you gonna scout this? Are you gonna scout this? Yes. Xanman does scout this. He sees that he is in trouble. He sees that there's a 2-gate proxy here. Xanman starts attacking this to make him pull this probe offline. We see a Marine. Yep, a Marine is on the way. A second barracks is going down. This is the right strategy to do if you're going to be getting 2-gate proxied. So what he needs to do after this is maybe pull one off the line and build a barracks. And we see, I'm sorry, not a barracks, but a bunker. We see the bunker going down. It will finish before these 2 gates are up and even able to produce a zealot. And we see the assimilator going down, and is he keeping up with his probe count? If he's keeping up with his probe count, he might be able to pull this off, because a lot of the times when you 2-gate proxy, a lot of the times the player does not keep their probe line up on top, and he kills that probe. He needs to start focusing down this pylon, but no, these 2 barracks are both producing a zealot, and he is chrono boosting these out. This Marine needs to get out of there if he wants to live and put in the bunker. So now we see another Marine coming down, or will he be able to hold this off? Will this Marine be able to pull this off? I'm not too positive, and the micro on this, is he going to be able to, he's going to move out of here, and he's going to, okay, the Marine stays alive. This one, as long as Bobaloo turns around and takes a swipe at this Marine, he might be able to catch it off guard. But no, they're in the bunker, and these Zealots may go down, and yes, this Marine, don't die. And the Marine gets taken out, and the Zealot is going to die. And now this one is going to try and attack the probe line. He needs to pull these 2 Zealots out of there. Sorry, he needs to pull these 2 Marines out of there to take out the Zealot, because it's almost dead. And he's just sitting there like a watchdog. And I'm completely ignoring what's going on in his main base over here, and he does have a cybernetics core. He needs to get out this warp tech, and he does have another gateway, and he is keeping his mineral line a little bit saturated, and he is still producing probes, because as we can see, he is still producing 2 Zealots down here. So Xanman effectively holding this very, very aggressive push off, and he does have an SCV in here, so he will be able to see what is going on in this base, but he does not see that the cybernetics core is down, or that this gateway, or that this 4th gateway is going down. So we are seeing Bobaloo transition into a 4-gate, and he is producing 2 stalkers from both of these. So I'm sorry, my mic got stuck, and we will need to see some Marauder play here. And will he be getting a Marauder? He is researching concussive shells, so we are going to see Marauders, and there is one out already. And the Zealot is dead. And he is putting down a 3rd Rax, so he's using a 3 rack against a 2-gate proxy pylon. Not proxy, 2-gate proxy, you know what I mean. And both the stalkers are just now finishing. And we should see Warp Tech here finishing up soon, in about the next 30 seconds or so. And we are seeing both these gateways finished now. And Bobaloo actually pulling off a somewhat decent 4-gate for Bronze Silver League, but I believe this might actually be a Gold League, so I'm sorry if you guys are mainly here for the Bronze Silver League. This is Xanman is actually a friend of mine, and he told me this was an epic game, so I'm going to take his word on it. And he is microwaving these very well. If we go, so he is producing 2 Marines. He needs to put a reactor core on here, and he's producing 2 more Marauders and 2 more Marines from here. So he needs to put reactor cores on both of these, and he's running his Marines and Marauders into his mineral line so he can save his SCVs in case of a push, which this push will be coming out soon. I don't believe he has enough to hold this off, but actually he might, and my mic keeps getting stuck. So I'm just gonna put it right there, and this is going to be very hard for him to hold off. He's got 6 Stalkers and 2 Zealots against 10 Marines and 3 Marauders. Soon to be 4 Marauders. And this SCV needs to actually do something instead of just sitting there. He needs to go back on the line or build a refinery. And we still see nothing going on here. And he's chrono boosting 3 probes out, adding a few more pylons because he was supply blocked, so he wasn't able to build any units yet. And this guy, gotta throw down a proxy here also, maybe try and do a little cannon cheese, but he does not have a forge, I just realized that. So yes, the attack is commencing right now. We see the Stalkers going down, bunkers being cancelled from the minerals. And these Stalkers running away, the custom shell slowing them down. He's sniping 2 Stalkers. 2 of the Stalkers gone, 2 Zealots still left, and he is chasing this away, so he needs to come back here and just basically destroy what is going on over here. And Bobaloo placing this probe somewhat nicely so that he could spot the high ground if Xanman does decide to move out through this way. And we see a factory going down for Xanman now, and he is going to be taking these out, so that's 2 gateways less that Bobaloo does have. And Bobaloo throwing down an expansion. I'm not sure if this is the best idea for him to do, especially with the amount of gateways he will be having here soon, with this pylon being taken out. So bam, there goes the second gateway, and there goes that pylon. He is almost supply blocked again. And also, Xanman does need to make sure he does not get supply blocked also in the tech lab going down on the factory, so we are going to see some tanks here. Xanman will be, I believe, be pulling out some tanks here, and we do have this SCV just chilling here like a boss. And we will see maybe a little push out from Xanman for a little aggressive play to pay back basically what Bobaloo did, other than those taking out those gateways. And we do see robotics factory going down, facility, and we may see some Colossi or some Immortals, because Immortals are very strong against these Marauders, because Marauders are armored units. I think it's like once Immortals are fully upgraded, it's like a 2-hit kill to a Marauder, but other than that it's a 3-hit kill. So with the Stalkers and a Marauder, with the Stalker and the Immortals, those Marauders aren't very effective. In 1 second, I need to take a drink. And yep, we are seeing siege tank play here. As you can tell, we do have the siege tank tech going up, and we have a siege tank coming out. And we are seeing a little push here. We are going to see a little push here, and that SCV going to his death, and he is trying to bring Bobaloo down because he knows that Bobaloo is not really paying too much attention, so that all he has to do is pull him down a little bit off the ramp here. And we are seeing an Immortal come out, and Bobaloo just still sticking to the 2 gate, and he did cancel his expansion here just in case. And the siege tank going out, and Bobaloo still wisely having this probe here so he can see as to what is going on. But the question is, did he seize that siege tank? I didn't switch to his vision quick enough. And this probe is building another pylon here. Alright. So we have Xanman just checking to see if this expansion is here or not. No, it is not, and we see 2 more pylons being put down for Bobaloo, just in case of a drop in the back, so we can see as to when it would be coming earlier. And we're seeing some very aggressive play here from Xanman. All he needs to do is push up, siege tank up. He's getting the high ground. He's just using the siege tank to do so much damage to these Stalkers. Force field's not very effective, concaving him in, but also concaving him, Bobaloo also. And this siege tank just doing work to these Stalkers, taking away all their shields so the Marines and Marauders can do damage to him. The siege tank needs to move or else he's going to die. He needs to micro this siege tank just right. Never mind, those Marauders are taking out the Stalkers. And this Immortal just about to finish, but will it be enough? That's the question. Because what he needs to do is basically the moment this is out, he needs to start attacking. There goes 1 Marine. There goes 1 Marauder. There's goes another Marine. And the Immortal pretty much clearing everything up. And will he come out to take the siege tank? No, the siege tank is going to head home, counting his lucky stars that he's still alive. And we are seeing 2 more Stalkers. He needs to get out some more gateways if he wants to basically effectively push against this. Either that or go into a robotics bay and build Colossus, especially with the amount of Marines and Marauders that Bobaloo saw from Xanman. And we still see this pylon here, just chilling. So this is a decent spot for a proxy as long as Xanman doesn't expand. But do we see an expansion coming down yet? No, we do not, but we do see a starport going in, so we are going to see some medevac. We may or may not see a huge MMM ball, which is medevac Marine Marauder ball. And we have 2 tanks on the field now. And is he going to turtle up? Yes, he is starting to turtle up just slightly. And this SCV repairing this tank. And this Marine moving out. Maybe doing a little scouting. Seeing what's going on. And what do we have over here? We do have the robotics bay going down. Up in the back here, which if Xanman does get a tech lab, he could be able to pump out a few Banshees and do quite a bit of harass to his mineral line. But Banshee harass isn't usually seen much anymore. The only time it really is seen is in the beginning of the game, and this Marine is like, oh man, I see a pylon, let me attack it and kill it by myself. And finally Bobaloo throwing down another expansion, and we see Xanman getting his upgrade for weapons, so he will start to do that 3-3 Marine Marauder ball, which is extremely effective. Like, it's retarded effective with the MMM ball, with everybody upgraded to 3-3. And we see a command center being built, so Xanman will be expanding soon. And I thought that Marine was going to take it out by himself, but no, he gets chopped in half and just laying there. Oh, and just disappeared with his blood still there. I wonder how long that blood will stay there. Alright, so we will come back and see if this blood is still there at the end. It more than likely won't be, and we are seeing a drop from Xanman. Let's see as to how much damage he does do to this mineral line. Unfortunately, these units are right here, pretty much prepared and ready for any type of drop that Xanman has. But does he see that? That's the question. No, he did not see those units. He's going to drop them here anyways. And there goes Minus. He needs to pick these guys up, and he needs to pick them up and run away. And he is no. Very bad micro there from the medevac. And we are just now seeing these 2 probes just mining away, getting more pylons and both gases. So he needs to take some of the probes off the line since he is almost mined out here, and go in. Oh, he did already. Never mind. Disregard what I said. And the zealot just sitting here, chilling, saving this pylon. And we do need to see this lift off and land so he can produce more minerals. And we do see a nice little turtle here. Oh, excuse me. But Xanman, way too saturated at his main base. He needs to take some of these off and move them out. But maybe that's as to why, that might actually be as to why he is saturated there. And yes, we do see another barracks getting a reactor core. This one does also need to get either a tech lab or a reactor core, and same with this one. And now we do see Xanman possibly moving out. Maybe just a scout here, make sure there is no proxy barracks. I'm sorry, proxy pylon. And will he see this one? Will he see it? And yes, he does know it is there because of that Marine. And this poor zealot, I feel so bad for him. He's getting killed with his back to him almost, and then he's like, nah, I'll face my killers. What a brave soul. What a very brave soul. And now Xanman landing his expansion here, and we better see at least, I'm going to say like half these guys transferred down. And finally getting the tech lab and a reactor on these barracks took him long enough, and he needs one on here too so he can make some Vikings to combat these Colossus. Because Vikings are the hard counter to Colossus as long as maybe you bring them in from the back type thing, or if you have a big enough ball to just type thing. And yes, Xanman is bringing out quite almost every single one of his SCVs over to his new mineral line. And we see extended thermal lance upgrade just finishing, and we do see another Colossus on the way, and Protoss ground level weapon 1 about to finish, well, halfway through, you know what I mean. By the time either one attacks, it'll be finished. And we do see a Twilight Council going down, so either no charge, we're going to see Blink because he has no zealots out. And he is still only on a 2 gate. That's awesome. He needs to at least build another gate or 2. So actually he needs to build like 3 more gates at this point in the game, because as you can tell we have Xanman with 5 barracks, actually almost 5, the 5th one's on the way, researching shield, armor, and does he have Stim Pack already? Yes, he already does have Stim Pack. No, that's the Never mind, that is the factory. Disregard what I just said. And yes, he actually does already have Snimpack, so. And there is the reactor on the starport. So he can get out more than two. So he can get 2 medevacs at a time, 2 Vikings at a time, because of the fact that it is just a starport on here. I mean, I'm just going to say, I would love to see some battleships. Battlecruiser operational. And an observer. He's going to see everything that's going on here. He's going to see the starport. 3, 4 barracks. And he already knew about the factory, so he's going to see the factory though anyways. And we do see a third expansion, actually, a third base going down for Bobaloo. And will he be able to hold this? He needs more than 2 gateways to hold it and to effectively reinforce his units. And maybe another robotics factory. And it looks as if Xan is chasing this observer, but he can't see it. Does he have a scan? No, he doesn't have a scan on that base. But he does have a scan here. And that observer just ran away. And we have a warp prism here, so maybe we'll see 2 stalkers being warped in the back. And these SCVs not doing anything, these SCVs not doing anything, needs to go build another base. And not even saturated on his minerals there. And I think he has more than enough. Nope. The army size is pretty much the same, but with these Colossus and these Immortals, I'm not sure if he'll be able to handle this because most of his units are armored other than the Marines. So we do see him, taking off these SCVs, and this SCV needs to go and do something. But with the same unit size for the armies, Xanman would not, I don't think Xanman will be able to hold this army off, especially with the fact that he does have the 3 Colossus and 3 Immortals, and there's another Colossus about to finish, and he does have 2 more gateways on the way finally, and at the 24-minute mark he has them being started. Yep, and he is building a Templar archive, so we are going to see some high temp play here. Unless if Xanman moves out now. If he was to move out now with this Marine, with this MMMT, I'm going to call it an MMMT because he has so many tanks, so many Marines, Marauders, and Medevacs. And he does need to get another expansion though, because he does want to be able to keep his unit composition up. And we're seeing this warp prism coming out over here, doing a little bit more scouting, and yep, he's going to be warping units in his back base. There goes 2 Zealots, and Zealots are going to start attacking, but they won't live very long at all. And yep, there they go. Maybe getting like 1 kill between the 2 of them, and yep, he will be taking this out. And the armor researching vehicle upgrade, so the tanks will have +1 and +2 for the Marines. So the Marines are at 1 armor, 1 weapon. And let's see, will he be able to take this out? 4 Colossus, 4 high temp, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 Stalkers, and 3 Immortals, and I cannot see if there's any Zealots in there. So let's go to the Units tab, and no, there are not any Zealots in there. But if we look at the worker count, we have 50 probes to 32 SCVs, and this is a huge economic advantage for Bobaloo. But the fact of the matter is, since he did not make more gateways than what he has right now, he is going to stay behind in the unit production. And we do see Xanman building another expansion and moving it out over here, but he will have to redo this whole entire base because he doesn't have any SCVs, and he's breaking down these destructible rocks. He's going to be moving in very shortly here. Now when I say Marine Marauder Medevac Ball, it's basically this without the tanks, but maxed at like 200. And with an army size much bigger by like 20, and he's still streaming units down here, and these medevacs need to follow these units because they will do work, and he is just streaming units down here. And these guys sieging up, just going to destroy this forge. And let's see, does he move out with his army? He has it selected, and he is moving out now. And these High Templar, they do not have Storm researched. And these siege tanks just doing work to all of his units. All these shields are being taken out. And he's moving out with his Marine Medic MMN ball. Focusing down these Colossus is what he needs to do. And there is Storm just getting researched. 3 Colossus go down, 1 still up. And he is focusing down these Immortals, because these Immortals are just decimating his tanks. Is he going to be able to live this? Yes, he will live through this. And all of Boba. Oh wow, that was just such a battle that I'm getting tongue-tied. And see, this is what I'm talking about. He is not able to reinforce his army well enough. And there we go. Xanman moving in with his army, stimming up, getting up that hill really quickly to gain the high ground, and then just destroying all of his units. And Boba trying to get us around with pros, but it's not going to work. And Xanman focusing down all of the important buildings. He should be taking out the pylons, but he's taking out this nexus for nothing. And yes, he is focusing down the pylons, focusing down the gateways, so that Boba can't really reinforce his army whatsoever. And Boba's sitting here with 3,000 minerals, 1,000 gas, and Xanman with 1,200 minerals, 1,200 gas also. So both of them not really macroing up well. He needs to have these with his main force, so same with these, so that his main force basically stays at 100% health the whole entire time. And then just destroying all of his main buildings. Boba has really no chance coming out of this, and he's building 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gateways on the way. And infantry level 3 is just about to finish. 2 more medevacs on the way, 2 more marauders, 3 more marines. And we have 6 gateways on the way, but it's going to be way too late, especially if this moves in here. And I'm sorry I said especially, it's the Michigan accent. This pylon getting taken out. And he does find his 3rd expansion. So I don't believe there's anything Boba can do right now at this point, except other than build structures all over the place, just to kind of tick off Xanman, so that he has to kill everything. And Xanman winning this by a landslide, in my opinion. He's out-macroed, out-microed Boba, because Boba did try to cheese him in the beginning, but Xanman out-microed that beginning cheese and is able to defeat this. And I want to see if this Marauder... Oh, these three Marauders should be able to take out these 4 Blink Stalkers, because they don't have any armor, any shield upgrades. So, will we see these SCVs try and get us around on them? Nope. And these Marauders, yep, just ripping through the shields of those Stalkers, and those Stalkers are like, WTF, what just happened? And look at this, we have Boba building 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Nexuses. He had enough minerals to build 6, 7, 8 Nexuses. Now that is just a lot of extra minerals that is not needed. And this guy has a marine in here. And there goes Boba, calling the GG, because there's really nothing he can do at this point other than just wait for Xanman to just destroy all his units. So we saw a little micro play, a little macro play. What we needed to see more of from Boba was more of these awesome warp gates that we see here. We need to see more than just 2 and basically for the first 20 minutes of the game. We need to see at least by the 20-minute mark. And the 3rd expansion, let's say maybe like 8 or 9 gateways, because he can easily support 8 or 9 gateways warping in units almost constantly. And from Xanman, just a little bit more macro up in his base, building more barracks. How many does he have? He has 5 barracks. Building a reactor on this one, and maybe another factory. Build some Thors, just because why not? He already won the game, so might as well have a little fun. Build another starport, have a little fun, build a battle cruiser. So what we could have seen, more macro from both Xanman and Boba. I'm just going to call him Boba. Why not? I know it's Bobaloo, but it's going to be Boba from now on for the last like minute or so of this cast. And Xanman maybe like lift off with this thing full of SCV so he can start mining on this immediately. And his macro was very well in the beginning there, able to fight off that proxy 2 gate, which a lot of players aren't able to fight off. What you want to do if you're getting proxy 2 gated as a Terran, if you figure it out soon enough, bunkers. Bunkers are easily going to be able to fight off a proxy 2 gate as long as you're able to get like 2 Marines in there. They'll be able to kill like I think 3 or 4 Zealots before the bunker is taken out. And that is a decent way that Xanman showing us how to effectively get rid of a proxy 2 gate and basically take the game, because if he wouldn't have proxy 2-gated, and he would have just 4-gated, it might have been a different story. 4-gate into a robo, and yeah, that's about it. So we could have seen Bubba more gateways, using his macro abilities much greater, because he had a much greater economy. Like, I want to say his economy was up quite a bit. I'm gonna just like go to right here and pause it just to see as to what the income was. We'll go a little bit farther. And yep, as you can see, the income much greater than Xanman's. His income was much higher. So yeah, we could have seen more gateways, upgrades on his unit. So yep, leave a comment in the comment section below, rate, and if you are not subscribed, please subscribe, and I will be bringing you guys more casts. I believe I have like 1 or 2 more that I will be bringing tonight with the Crisis 2 videos. So now we'll see you guys later.